Greetings, everyone. So I am going to activate some nuts and some seeds today. Well, I actually started last night. I have some sunflower seeds. I have some walnuts, some pumpkin seeds, and another batch of walnuts there. So I decided I wanted another batch of pumpkin seeds because I use them quite often. And so I'm going to show you very quickly, very simple process how to do that. And what activating nuts and seeds does is it removes the phytic acid that covers the nuts and the seeds. And what phytic acid does is it prohibits the seeds from germinating or sprouting early, and it prohibits that enzymic reaction, that enzymic process that nuts automatically have, nuts and seeds. So when we remove the phytic acid, it allows those enzymes to release. And so when we do that, it's a lot easier on our digestive system. So it's just a good practice to do, to help with digestion, because what the phytic acid also does is it prohibits us from absorbing nutrients, our nutrients and our minerals. So when we eat nuts, nuts are healthy to eat. However, if we don't activate them or if we don't soak them prior to doing so, then they just wreak havoc on the digestive system. So what I'm going to do here is I have some water here. I have some spring water, and it's pretty warm spring water, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of sea salt. And what you want to do, we're making a brine. So what the brine does is the salt brine just kind of helps to release that phytic acid, and helps the nuts and the seeds activate. So the whole, this is the step of the process which is necessary for the seeds to do what they do in activating. So what I'm going to do there is I just stirred up the salt, and it doesn't have to dissolve all the way, because once you add the rest of the water, it'll dissolve, because you're going to be sitting and soaking them overnight. So just give it a little stir, and I'm going to add these real quick to. Alrighty, so I have added the pumpkin seeds and the remaining water to the jar, and I'll just let these do what the others are doing by soaking overnight. I'll add the coffee filter and the rubber band to the top. So I'll let them sit for 24 hours. Now these are ready to go. I'll be straining these. What I'll do with these is I will strain them, rinse them very well to get the salt brine off of them, spread them out on the dehydrator sheets, and let them go. Now, of course, the smaller the seed or the nut, the quicker the drying time. So these sunflower seeds, they're really, really easy to dry. So probably a few hours, and a few hours in dehydrating time is actually pretty good. So they'll take a few hours. Now the pumpkin seeds, when I do the pumpkin seeds, maybe 6 to 10 hours. It just depends. It depends on how large of a pumpkin seed you have. I mean, I've seen different size pumpkin seeds. I mean, this is a fairly nice size seed. And then also on your dehydrator, I think I have a pretty good dehydrator, but it still takes some time, so something like the walnuts, as long as I've been doing this, walnuts have taken no less than 24 hours to dry. So, and what you're looking for when you take them out of the dehydrator is you're looking for the nuts and the seeds to be back to the texture prior to soaking. So, you want them to be crispy again. You want them to be crunchy. So once you take them out of the dehydrator, you can test them in that way, and because what you don't want, especially the walnuts, you don't want them to be soft or still holding moisture, because that'll cause mold and overgrowth of bacteria. So you definitely want to ensure that you absolutely completely dry your nuts and your seeds before you consume them or before you even store them away. So let's talk about the taste. And so with the sunflower seeds, I think I noticed the biggest taste change within the sunflower seed, and it's not a bad taste. Actually, it makes it better. I don't know what the activating the nuts and the seeds does, but all of them just have a creamier taste, if you will, not texture, but a taste. Like, it just makes them taste like I can't even describe it. It's something you have to experience, when you do it. But you know, for me, it's like, it's night and day, like tasting a sunflower seed prior to doing this and then afterwards. So yeah, so I use the nuts and the seeds a lot in my cooking. I also just, you know, eat them as snacks. And so that's why this is an important step to be able to you know, activate these and get rid of that phytic acid so that, you know, it doesn't wreak havoc on our digestive system, and that we are able to absorb the nutritional value from eating them. So I eat them as a snack. I eat, you know, I cook with them. So when I do this in bulk. I mean, I buy pounds of each, you know what I'm saying? When I do this, I do it so I have them. I don't have to do it repeatedly because it takes time. It's a process. So when I buy pounds of walnuts, I buy pounds of sunflower seeds. I do pecans as well. I buy pounds of, you know, the pumpkin seeds. So when you do it, you do it. You know, just because for one, it's a two-step process, maybe three, sometimes 3-day process, because, you know, you have to soak them overnight. And depending on which nut or seed did you do, you know, it may be 24 hours before they're actually ready to eat. So yeah, guys, you know, that's it. This is, you know, how I activate, you know, nuts and seeds. And I think it's just really important that if we want to consume these things, that, you know, we be able to do it in a, you know, the proper manner, so it, you know, we still get the benefit from them. And also, I know those, you know, there's people I've read, you know, those that don't have a dehydrator, you know, I've read that people can do this in their oven, you know, on the lowest setting. I mean, it may take, you know, a little more time to do, but you can definitely dehydrate in your oven, you know, on a lower setting. So, you know, yeah, activating nuts and seeds. Have a great day. Ashe.